are rolling.
Alpha is starting to fall into the clutches of both Defiant and Colt.
Blink closing in on Dart here through the first sector.
Hawk has taken the lead back and is pulling away from Clear, and Magnum has fallen all the way back to dead last.
They need to get by Black Rose for the overall silver. Passing opportunity for Zoro. They fake inside, go outside, and have the lead. Looks to the outside, now to the inside. It's not gonna happen.
The new duo Bedlam and Magnum are your Season 2 champions. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you here to the 7th... It is not the 7th race. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the final quarter of Season 3 of the MSFC, and we are here for the 9th race at Cutlass Corner. Here as we look at the starting order after qualifying, it is Kinesis for the night raid, winning her first pole of the season in a convincing effort, set the best time and won pole without much of a fight. It is Blink starting on the outside pole, looking for, surprisingly, her first medal of the season. As for some of the title contenders, Glaive starting in third for the Moon Melodies, Team Fire in fourth with Electra, the Icy Hots in sixth with Vertigo, but Dart back in 15th for Motown. He's going to have a lot of climbing work to do.
Hey guys, it's Cutlass Corner. It is a race, and we are off Kinesis, starting on pole position here. Right ahead of Blink, that is Glaive right back there in third, and Blink gets the lead through these first couple of turns. Looking further back, that looks to be Kazuki. And then, who else is back there? I think Lucifer's up there. There's Magnum gaining some spots. Magnum up into third now. There's so much going on, it's stressful. Blink fends off a challenge from Kinesis there. Up at the front. And things stabilize for just a second. I'm going to see if I can read off our top five. We've got Blink, Kinesis, Magnum. And then that is Glaive, Kazuki, never mind. Vertigo makes a pass on several of those marbles. You got Glaive, you got Electra in there. I think that's Icarus up there as well. Maybe I'm wrong. Kazuki falling fast. Nobody cares. Sorry. As we end lap number 1 here, Blink has the lead. Magnum able to gain some positions. Well, position's probably not the right word. Time on Kinesis. They're going to try and make a challenge at some point during this race. Or maybe they'll just live there for a while. That's also an option, I guess. Looking a little bit further back, we got a big train developing from about 5th place on back. There's Kazuki with a lot of speed, hoping to get 4th from Electra, perhaps. But Blink is stretching their way off into the distance. Nobody near them. From 6th on back, I believe that is Icarus. And then Glaive, and let me take a look further up for a second there, because Vertigo almost got by Magnum for 3rd place, not quite though. Anyway, yes, you got Icarus, you got Baron, who's actually doing surprisingly well. Glaive fell back a ways, Opal's back there as well. And then everyone else behind is currently irrelevant. If they gain positions, I might mention them. If not, too bad. Looking back here, Kazuki was able to get by Electra for 5th place, and now they are both closing in on Vertigo, and that is Kazuki and Electra side by side here on the belt. Electra looks like they get a little bit of a better jump there, and is going to try and track down Vertigo here. Blink just stretching their lead. Wow, this is a very sizable lead. Kinesis looks a little perturbed by this. Like, come on, I was on pole position. You can't just yoink this away from me. And yet they did, and that is why Blink is one of the best. Magnum still running cleanly in 3rd. That's good for them. As I mentioned in qualifying, they were traded to the Pantheon, so this may be one of the last times they don the Klaus jersey. Wow. Kinesis can barely see Blink on the straights here, but that's about it. Forget turns. There's a turn, they just disappear. Lap 4 begins. That's probably like a 4-second lead maybe for Blink. That is crazy. Wow. Looking back here. Ooh, hold up. Is that Baron? Ladies and gentlemen, Baron has made theirself an appearance in the top 6, and they're currently side by side with Vertigo. Who's going to get the better launch? It is Vertigo at this point. Baron, however, with a little bit more of a speed-preserving line. They're going to try and maybe make a challenge on that marble. Nothing doing there, however. Looking further back, we got Kazuki, we got Opal, I believe that is Loki, Icarus, Awaken, Dart, Glaive, Chipper, lots of marbles exist. I don't know who that is way back there. That might be Lucifer of the Thanatons. And oh, goodness gracious, Blink, why are you so good at this? Quit it! Quit it! It's not an enjoyable viewing experience if you just win so easily. Ooh, Electra. Nice pass there to get third place for Magnum. They lose it out right afterwards, though. And we actually have Vertigo trying to join the battle as well. This could be an interesting podium fight. Oh, wow, Magnum just died. They get passed by Baron and fall back to 6th place as Electra slots their way up into 3rd. I believe that was, 7th place, Loki. 8th place, Kazuki, that they're going to try and get 7th here, which they do. Nice move there. And then behind them is Opal and other marbles we panned away. I don't know which ones. We are already, however, down to 3 laps to go. And Blink is just doing their Blink thing. Kind of just living, vibing, existing. Here into the 3rd sector. It's a high-speed sector. Blink is a speed marble. We already know what's going to happen. Alright, so we can just kind of congratulate Starry Sky on a win here. I'm just going to probably Kinesis on a silver as well. Excuse me. Kinesis on a silver. Unless something tragic happens. Which is possible. But 2 laps to go now, and yeah, that's pretty much locked up. I don't even see Electra in frame. Goodness gracious, these top 2 marbles are stretching away like nobody's business. Then we got what? Who is that? Electra in 3rd. Vertigo in 4th, which is cool. Baron in 5th, which is just incredible. Then you got Magnum and Kazuki back there. And I'm going to say Loki behind. There might be another marble in there that I'm just missing, but I think it's Loki. And actually, is that Awaken? Awaken might be in the top half. That's incredible. All right, good for them. But yeah, Blink doing Blink things. Actually, it looks like the lead has come down just a little bit. Not enough to be for Kinesis to be any of a threat to Blink, obviously. But yeah, the lead has come down just a tad. Okay. Kinesis can actually see Blink on that straight before they round the next turn. That's incredible. Wow. Great racing. Alright, what are we looking at? Electra has also very much solidified their position up there in 3rd. So at this point, it's a battle for 4th through 7th, and there are actually 4, maybe even 5 marbles that are in that contention. Final lap, white flag for Blink. If this track were shorter, they would just have lapped someone. They haven't. But yeah, Blink is just fast, I guess. This is incredible. Wow. The amount of space between these top 3 is astronomical. I don't know if you understand this. This is ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, so Blink's gonna win, and Kinesis is gonna get 2nd, barring, like, I don't know, explosives, which could be fun, though. Honestly, it could be fun. I don't think that's approved by the MSFC, however. I don't think Fire would okay just explosives. Maybe, if it helps Electra, which it actually probably could, but let's not actually. Electra in 3rd, still gonna be a solid finish for them, but we got Blink into the 3rd sector. It's going to be capping off a very respectable race where they just absolutely dominated everyone. And Blink is your winner here at Cutlass Corner Season 3. Alright, I'm actually curious to see how far back everyone else was. You got Kinesis. It's going to be like 6 seconds. That's my estimate. 7.95. Wow. And then Electra is going to be another like 5-6 seconds behind themselves. At least 14-12. Goodness, we just now see other marbles coming into the frame. That's Vertigo. Going to be in 4th place, Kazuki, hometown racer, in 5th. Then you got Magnum and Baron duking it out. Magnum's just going to barely get the edge there. However, 7th for Baron is nothing to be ashamed of. Then you got Awaken, Dart, Loki, Opal, Glaive, Chipper, Icarus, Spectra. And it ended off a marble that also exists most of the time. There's Lucifer.